But I shuffled them well in my pockets before I began to suck. This was only a makeshift that could not long content a man like me. So I began to look for something else.
There in the mud, I see me. I say me, as I say I, as I would say he. Because there is a chuckle. Must be about 16. And to top it all, glorious weather, egg blue sky, and scamper of little clouds. I have my back turned to me, and the girl too, whom I hold by the hand. Lucky I am. Judging by the flowers that deck the emerald grass, we are in April, or in May, I don't know. And how glad I am to ignore the reason why. I abide by these stories of flowers and seasons. I abide by them, and that's all. Judging by certain accessories amongst which white rails and a grandstand of exquisite red, we are on a race course. Heads thrown back, we gaze. I imagine in front of us, still as statues. Save only the swinging arms, with hands clasped. In my free hand, or left, an undefinable object, and consequently, in her right, the extremity of a short leash, leading to an ash-colored terrier of fair size, askew on his hunkers, its head sunk. Stillness of these hands, and of corresponding arms.
I must have fallen asleep. There was the moon.
For all of a sudden, there was the moon. A huge moon framed in the window. 2 bars divided it in 3 segments, of which the middle remained constant, while little by little.
While little by little, the right gained what the left lost.
By little, the right gained what the left lost.
Or the room was moving from right to left, or both together perhaps. Or both were moving from left to right, but the room not so fast as the moon.
But the room not so fast as the moon.
Or from right to left, but the moon not so fast as the room. But can one speak of right and left in such circumstances? That movements of an extreme complexity were taking place seemed certain. And yet, what a simple thing it seemed. That vast yellow light sailing slowly behind my bars, and which little by little the dense wall devoured, and finally eclipsed. And now its tranquil course was written on the walls, a radiance scored with shadow, then a brief quivering of leaves, if they were leaves. Leaving me in the dark. In the dark. How difficult it is to speak of the moon and not lose one's head. Now, witless moon. It must be her arse she shows us always. I stayed in several rooms, one after the other, or alternately, I don't know. In my head, there are several windows that I do know. But perhaps it is always the same one, opening variously on the parading universe. The house was fixed. The house was fixed. That is perhaps what I mean by these different rooms. House and garden were fixed. Thanks to some unknown mechanism of compensation. And I, when I stayed still, was fixed too. And when I moved from place to place, it was very slowly, as in a cage. Out of time, as the saying is, in the perhaps, and perhaps do still, in spite of my being no longer there. I mean, there, looking at them, opening them and shutting them, or crouched in a corner of the room, marveling at the things they framed.